Chapter 6, Theon. The salt spray stung Theon's eyes as he clung to the mast of the Iron Victory, staring out at the roiling grey waters of the narrow sea. The sails were taut, and the wind was fierce, driving the longship forward with reckless abandon. The crew shouted and sang, reveling in the thrill of the storm. But Theon felt only fear. He had never been a sailor, and the wild seas terrified him. And yet here he was, sailing eastward to a land he had never seen, with only a few ironborn for company. He had no idea what awaited him in Essos, no plan for what he would do when he arrived. All he knew was that he could never go back to the north, not after what he had done. Theon closed his eyes and tried to steady his breathing, to calm his racing heart. He had been a captive of the Boltons for so long, had endured so much pain and humiliation, that he had almost forgotten what it felt like to be free. But now he was free, or as free as a man like him could ever be. And yet he felt no relief, no joy. Only a deep and abiding sense of guilt. He had betrayed the Starks, had murdered their boys and burned their castle. And for what? To win his father's love, to prove himself a true Ironborn. But it had all been for nothing. His father was dead, his sister lost, and he was a broken, wretched thing. Theon opened his eyes and looked out at the sea again. The storm was growing stronger, and the waves were beginning to crest and crash around the ship. But he didn't care. Let the sea take him, let it drown him. He deserved no less. But then he saw something in the distance, a faint flicker of light amidst the darkness. He squinted, trying to make out what it was, and then he saw it, a beacon, a lighthouse on a rocky shore. Theon felt a glimmer of hope, a spark of something he thought had died long ago. He clung to the mast and watched as the ship drew closer to the shore, to the light. And for the first time in a long time, he dared to imagine a future beyond his guilt and shame. Maybe, just maybe, he could find a way to make amends for what he had done. Maybe he could find a new purpose, a new path. Maybe he could find redemption. Theon smiled, a small, fragile thing, and whispered a prayer to the drowned god. He didn't know what the future held, but he knew that he would face it head on, with courage and determination. For the first time in a long time, Theon Greyjoy felt alive.